Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Markelly Farm. We're so glad you stopped by again. We've got more stuff to do out here. I think spring has officially sprung. It's absolutely gorgeous out here, but that brings a whole lot of work, and we're going to be doing more of that today. So hope you enjoy it. Stick around. We'll get her done. I just absolutely love the look of the homestead this time of year with everything just beautiful and green. Everything's all freshly mowed. Just absolutely adore this time of year. So the first thing I need to do is here in the shop, Kelly got me my birthday present today. Got us a new air compressor for the shop. This is our old one. We've had it for quite some time. This came all the way from California with us. It still pumps okay, but the pressure relief or the pressure switch, however, does not work. So I have to keep it unplugged. Otherwise it overpressurizes and blows out the pressure relief. So I could probably change that, but I had a hard time finding the correct pressure switch to go on there, the right plumbing and all that. So we just decided to get another one. We're actually going to move this one out to the barn because it doesn't hurt to plug it and unplug it out there because we don't need it very often. But it'd be nice out there to air up tires out in the barn so we don't have to bring the portable air tank. Kelly got us this DeWalt air compressor. We went to Tractor Supply and picked it up. And it's comparable to the one I have, about the same cubic feet a minute and same PSI, all that. In fact, this one I think goes up to 175 PSI where mine only goes to 150. So it'll be a nice addition. We just got to get the tractor and get this thing unloaded. We picked up some other stuff from the garden center that we also needed. We've got more work we're doing here besides just this. Okay, we got our air compressor here in the same spot our old one was. We've got lucky and we have the correct air fitting for our hose because there's a couple different kinds of those. So this pump is an oil-filled pump, and there you can get oilless pumps. However, the oilless pumps tend to be louder than the oil-filled pump, and always maintain that your pump has been filled at the factory, and this one has. Here's your fill. Here's your drain down here, and then there should be a check hole right here that you can check the oil in. So let's fire this thing up and see how the sound is compared to our other one. Well, that's not bad at all. The old air compressor, you couldn't hear yourself thinking here when it was running. While I had the pallet forks on the tractor, I brought some mulch out of the barn. Kelly's working on a project here today. She's home. She's going to mulch all of this to keep all the weeds down. So I'm also going to remove this drip line because I want to change it out. Because this is going to be buried underneath the mulch, I don't want to do the individual emitters because then I can't see if they get clogged. So we're going to put just a regular drip hose that's got emitters every 12 inches along here. We've already got it run across from this hydrant. If you remember, we did that quite a ways back. So all I have to do is disconnect it here where it pops up. We'll pull the old hose out and then we'll string the new hose in behind the roses. We eventually want to put a border on both sides. We want to move these peonies out of the lawn, and we want to put those along this fence also with some other flowers. And then we need a border there for the mulch and a border here. But for right now, we're just going to go ahead and pile the mulch and just bring it out so far, and then we'll get the timbers later. All right, Kelly's got the new hose strung all the way down. And then I came in here, made the connection, and we're already dripping. It's got 1 gallon per hour per emitter, and then every 12 inches. So she's good to go. All right, this one shut off, unlike the other one. So because this one runs at 175 PSI, I can run longer using tools in between cycles because it takes longer to come down for that higher pressure. All right, got to move on to the next thing. Kelly's working on mulching the roses over there that we just put the new drip line in. And then while she's doing that, I need to cut her whiskey barrels in half because I think she's got the plants for those and she can get those planted out today. There's a barrel here up here on the tractor, so it's at working level. So I'm just going to get a tape measure now and mark the center a few times in around the outside, and then we'll draw a best line as we can, and then we'll get our saw and cut these babies in half. Okay, we got our first barrel cut apart. You can see the charcoal down on the inside. They flame these barrels out before they put them together, or before they put the lids on them actually. And then that charcoal kind of acts as a filter, filters out impurities, anything that's in the barrel. Also gives whatever in here its color. Like if this is a whiskey barrel, the charcoal is what gives the whiskey its brown color. So now we just go through with a hammer. Make sure all our staves are straight, because that's the biggest problem with these barrels is when they dry up, these rings will slip off and then these staves fall apart. So always make sure you put like a screw to keep your rings from falling. We're going to fill both of these or all of them up with water, get them to rehydrate real well, and then once they have moist potting soil in them, they'll stay nice and tight. Okay, we are done cutting. We need to get these over and take them over by the barn. We'll rinse all the stuff out of the inside, get them filled with water. Kelly came over and said, "You almost cut these perfect." I was like, "What's this almost stuff?" She really gets me. Our barrel project is done, so I went and put the stump bucket on the tractor because we're going to dig a hole. Kelly bought a burning bush at the Secret Garden the other day because she really likes these. So we decided on a spot for it, which is right here at the corner of the barn. That way, when we're rototilling out here, it's not in the way. And when we're mowing, we just mow out around it. We try to be pretty smart on how we plant things, because if you just plant things haphazardly all over the place, a lot of things get in the way of mowing, makes things tough. So this is the spot. We'll dig a hole, we'll get some mulch to put in here, and we'll get this done. The burning bush is planted. We left a little well around it to water it in. We did that already. Another reason why we like this location is we're running another drip line over here for Kelly's sunflowers and zinnias that she plants over here. And it just so happened we have this metal pipe that was laid into the concrete I think to protect the edge of the concrete going into the barn, but it acted as a perfect conduit for our drip line that we need over here. We just ran it over to the hydrant and we put an end on that hose, and then we'll put an elbow here. Probably won't even need an elbow, it'll just curve around. And then we're running drip line all the way down the length of the barn here to water these. So it's nice because Kelly used to have to put a sprinkler out here, run all the hoses over here. The hoses were always in the way of mowing here. And you know how I feel about sprinklers, we were watering all the weeds as well. So this will be good pinpoint watering for her flower rows, and it'll grow a whole lot less weeds. It's going to work out good. I tilled this yesterday for Kelly. I put the tiller on the tractor. That's that little yellow object you see back there. Let's go show you what else we did with the tiller. We've got our new asparagus row tilled up here. This is where the old one ends. We've already got asparagus started down in the basement, and I've got some more in the greenhouse. So we're going to move the row a little bit away from the fence, like we told you in the last video, I think, because this one's a little too close. Once this gets established, we'll try to dig these crowns out here and move them over. It'll be a lot nicer. We have a lot of asparagus here ready to pick. Looks like we got asparagus for dinner, babe.
Yeah, I had some last night for dinner too.
Did you? How come I didn't have any asparagus for dinner?
I don't know.
We've got next year's compost already started. There's this year's. We don't want to put this year's stuff in there because, like, when Kelly cleans out the chicken coop, puts all the chicken manure in here, it's way too hot to use this year. It needs to compost down over the winter, and it'll look just like that black gold over there next winter. All of this year's grass, we just started mowing. This will be a huge pile, and it'll compost down real nice if we keep the moisture. Our Honeycrisp apple this year has got a good set of blooms. Beautiful. So if this keeps on and we don't get another freeze, we may get some apples off this tree. My girls are doing their job pollinating for us, getting things done. Well, I think we're done with the tractor for the day, so I can get that put away in the barn. Put it to beddy bye. Let's go see Kelly's progress on the roses over here out front. Wow, that looks awesome. She got all of that. We got the drip hose switched out. She got all of it hand weeded and then mulched. And then she's even gone and tied some of the roses up to the fence. Looks beautiful. Now this area over here is kind of a problem area because these evergreen trees don't like grass growing underneath them. So I thought about making this a big planter out here. Just mulching this whole area and planting some perennials out here. Some part shade. Let me know what you think about that plan. These two barrels are going to go here on either side of the driveway where the hydrangeas used to be. Because Brandy really loves laying in the flower beds, so she mashes down pretty much anything we plant here. It's kind of her lookout spot. So we put stuff in the barrels, she won't be able to mash that stuff down. She might lose her favorite laying spot. Kelly says it's break time, so we're going to go sit down for a little bit. Are you ready to take a break too, pup? Come here. You been a good girl? Yeah. Went in the house, made a nice little lunch. Some rotisserie chicken and avocado, onions, tomatoes, Swiss cheese, lettuce, and some horseradish mustard. Been eating a lot of these wraps lately. I've just fallen in love with them. Now we need to go out in the greenhouse, check on the plants out there, make sure they got a sufficient amount of water because it's a very warm day, so they will dry out quicker than normal. Here's all our plants. We picked up some more at the garden center recently. I got my habanero peppers. I've got some bell peppers, some rainbow colors, some jalapenos because my peppers didn't sprout very well. Kelly's got some herbs for our herb pot. And then those flowers are what we got from the secret garden the other day. And then all of our stuff. Look at these tomatoes go. Going crazy. We've got a little asparagus poking up here. So that's cool. They'll be starting to come up. Everything's looking real good. Water's looking good in all of our trays. Normally on a day like today, our greenhouse would be like 120 to 130 degrees in here, but it's just over 90, which is perfect because of our fan here has been working just phenomenal. I could not ask for a better solution than that. That's just perfect. More and more of our carrots have sprouted out here in our lick tubs. We need to start thinning those very soon. The rest of everything's doing real good. Fruit orchard's looking good. I'm a little concerned with our peach trees that they haven't flowered or budded yet. I don't know if there's an issue or if we just need to wait a little bit longer. Normally they'd be out by now. Our squash plants are all still doing good. We're putting a little more water to them today. Make sure they have enough. Kelly's next project is the flower bed under the bedroom window. She's planting one of our old hydrangeas and a new hydrangea over here. Hoping these are better spots because Brandy doesn't lay over here on top of everything. She's already got it all cleaned up. You gonna mulch this one too, babe?
Eventually, yeah.
Cool deal. I think I'm going to get out in the garden and rototill with these clouds we're having right now. It's cooled off a little bit. Kelly got done with her project and come out and took over mine, so I can go hoeing around. She's doing a good job for the first time ever rototilling. Well, folks, I planned on just coming out and doing the walk path, but thanks to my lovely wife, who got her project done, come out and asked how she could help. She rototilled for me, and I got all the rows hoed that I was going to do tomorrow. So, garden's all weed-free again, ready to mulch and plant. So, we're excited about that. Never ceases to amaze me how much work that woman can get done in one day. She's like the Energizer Bunny. Love her to death. Nothing like coming out here in the evening, sitting on the bench here underneath the apple trees, looking out over a freshly manicured homestead, enjoying the fruits of your labors. We really love our little piece of Nebraska. So with that, folks, we are going to call it a day, and what a day it's been. We've got so much done. Love having Kelly home. I know I've told you that before, but we can't, there's nothing we can't conquer when she's home. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy. We love you guys. Kelly's already in, probably hitting the shower, so otherwise she'd be saying bye to you as well. But hope you enjoyed hanging with us today. I know we enjoyed having you. So come back and see us here on Markelly Farm.